Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do something a little different, or very different, but not so different. That makes no sense whatsoever to me, and probably not to you. So welcome to the channel. I'm going to do something today which I really don't do or haven't done before, and that's to add a little structure to the garden. The garden means a great many things to a great many people, and some people have their garden elsewhere. Some people have their garden everywhere. To me, the garden is going to extend from the edge of the house all the way to the property line. The entire property is the garden. It's going to be the garden. It will have different areas and different rooms, and each one of those areas and rooms will have different features. At least that's the plan. But since the garden starts at the edge of the house, I thought I'd try something today, which I've never done before. Maybe you have. If you have, please leave a comment below, share your thoughts. But I'm going to add a little structure to the garden, or design feature, or structure design feature, design structure feature, something along those lines. I saw this thing on Pinterest that looked pretty neat, and again, I thought I'd try it. Basically, I have this downspout, and the downspout makes a really loud noise as the water goes down it. Tink, 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 tink. It's really annoying, and it's outside of both my study and of the master bedroom. It's very loud and it's very, so it's annoying. So it's annoying. So I wanted to try something different. The other issue is that the downspout basically dumps the water right at the foundation, which is never a good thing. You want the water to move away from the house. So I saw this thing, and essentially it's making a designy feature. I'm not describing this correctly. So basically I'm going to carve out a little bit of dirt here. I'm going to turn around and add some stonework, and then when the water comes down, it'll hit the stonework and off, away from the house it goes. At least that's the theory or the plan. So I'm going to go get a wheelbarrow now, and I'm going to start digging, and we'll talk. Okay, so I started without you guys, and what I did was I got a little muck from the back where I need to create new drainage ditches to help drain the property. But I got some of that muck and I put underneath a base stone, as it were. So it's going to be the first step. So the rain will come down, hit the stone, and I'll go into more detail than that later. And then I'm going to do basically a step where the rainwater will then step down towards and away from the house. Not towards and away, but away from the house. But it'll step towards the lawn. And for this design, I kind of want to keep the stones levelish, and yet a slight tilt. I'll move some of this muck away that I just put in. I don't know if you can see this. I'll definitely take shots later. There's a bit of a step right here, and again, this will just keep going or stepping away from the house. So I need to dig out a bit of grass here. Now I'm not using any cement between the joints. This is purely just laid stone. And the reason for that is I don't mind if the rainwater seeps between the stones, the pavers, into the ground. This is just to move a majority of the water away, not all of the water. And the water eventually has to go someplace. Okay, so now you can see the step down. So if I point one stone, step down, little stone, next stone, and I will just keep doing that until I get to the end. Now this is not necessarily a how-to. This is just the way I'm doing it. Maybe you've done this differently. Maybe you have better suggestion and or tips. And again, feel free to leave those comments below. Always open to new suggestions. Just using my weight to try to lower the stone a bit. It's actually pretty good. For me at least, not every stone needs to be the same depth lower. So I could have a sharper drop on one and then a shallower drop on the next. The most important thing though is that they continue to drop away from the house. I'm also not putting any sand or gravel underneath this. You may choose to do that. This soil is pretty heavy with clay, so I don't believe, and I'm not going to be walking on the stones, so this should be fine considering the amount of labor that needs to go into this sort of thing. This is definitely a project that is best saved for winter. I would not want to be doing this in the heat of summer. Just trying to keep the stones tight to each other to reduce the amount of water that seeps between them. These are concrete pavers, water actually will seep through them, but if there's a heavy enough rainfall, the water will move, hopefully, down and away from the house. Now, I'm going to take this edging and I'm going to simply place it up here and then continue down the row. And again, these don't need to be perfectly straight and or level. They're simply there for decorative purposes and also to help divert water away from the house. There we go. So here's what it looks like from the front. As you can see, we go down from the drain and then steps down, diverting water away to the last two stones. I may want to add a few more side pieces to those stones. I'm not sure about that, but at this point, this is pretty much what we're looking at. I think I'm going to dress this up to give you a better idea of how it'll look in the end. And I'll show you that in a second. Here. So right about here, if you can see that, I placed some river stone, and that will hopefully break up the water as it falls down from the gutter, dispersing the noise. So there you go. There you have it. My structural designy guttery thing, because if you're going to have gutters, why not make them look relatively cool, right? So there you go. That about does it for this video. If you have any further questions, comments, please leave them below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. It lets me know that you're watching. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That's always important, where I will post up pictures of this and many, many other things in the upcoming season. I'm pretty sure that's about it for now. Okay, I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.